Responsibility. I made a solemn commitment that the House of Representatives would be the people's house. Isang kongresong bukas, tapat, at tulay na naglilingkod. Yet leadership also demands that we confront the trials of the president. The issues surrounding certain infrastructure projects have raised questions that weigh not only upon me, but upon this institution we all serve. The longer I stay, the heavier that burden grows on me, on this House, and on the President I've always sought to support. Today, with a full heart and a clear conscience, I tender my resignation as Speaker of the House of Representatives.
I will not defend the guilty, and I will not shield the corrupt. No rank, no ally, no office will be spared from accountability.
After weeks in the spotlight over corruption allegations, House Speaker Martin Romualdez finally steps down from his post. Meanwhile, the independent commission tasked with probing infrastructure anomalies buckles down to work, digging deeper into the flood control mess. Will the commission deliver closure and justice? And will politicians caught in the scandal finally face accountability? I'm Stanley Palisada, and this is the Weekend Wrap. Another shakeup in Congress, this time at the House of Representatives. House Speaker Martin Romualdez steps down from his post after being tagged in multiple controversies, including the flood control corruption scandal. Romualdez says the decision wasn't easy, but was meant to protect the institution.
Mga minamahal kong kababayan, I leave this chamber as I first entered it. A humble servant, ready to serve wherever duty may call. I step down not in surrender, but in service. Or sometimes, the greatest act of leadership is the grace to let it go. So that this institution may endure stronger than ever before. I do this so that the Independent Commission on Infrastructure may pursue its mandate freely and fully, without doubt, without interference, without undue influence. Walang pipigil, walang makikialam. Let the truth emerge and let justice be done.
House Deputy Speaker Ronaldo Puno notes Romualdez made up his mind after a meeting with his cousin, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. But Puno doubts the president ordered the resignation. Navotas Representative Toby Tiangco earlier claimed under the leadership of Romualdez, former House Appropriations Chair Zaldi Co was able to make billions of pesos in budget insertions, funding substandard or even non-existing infrastructure projects. Contractor couple Sara and Curly Discaya also claimed kickbacks from flood control projects were delivered to Romualdez and Co. Both lawmakers deny the allegation. With Romualdez gone, the leadership of a restive chamber falls to Isabela Representative Faustino Boji D. III. D, who comes from one of Isabela's most influential political clans, is affiliated with Marcos's Partido Federal ng Pilipinas. He was elected with 253 votes in the 317-seat House. D acknowledged that the House has faced shortcomings, but he vowed under his leadership, corruption will not be tolerated.
Kami po ay nagpapakumbaba sa inyo. Nakikiusap po kami na sana bigyan nyo kami ng pagkakataong ituwid ang mga maling kalakaran at linisin ang aming hanay. I will not defend the guilty, and I will not shield the corrupt.
Queen, 4 times.
No rank, no ally, no office will be spared from accountability. Our duty is not to protect each other. Our duty is to protect the Filipino people.
While some welcome Di as the new speaker, others, including Davao Representative Paulo Duterte, warn this could be a cover-up to shield lawmakers from corruption allegations.
It shouldn't end there. I think everyone has to be involved, especially now that there will be more transparency when it comes to the budget process. It will be open to civil society observers. This is a very much welcome development.
It's not going to be enough, if you ask me. No, if it's just going to be a change in leadership, that will not be enough. They have to see it through. One of the things that they can immediately look into would be to support the initiatives of congressmen such as Congressman Shell Jokno to institutionalize, in fact, the establishment of the ICI, not only in the context of the floodgate controversy, but also to cover other infrastructure projects in the government. So that would, somehow support the proposition that they are serious about instilling accountability in government.
Romualdez stepped down just days after Marcos finalized the highly anticipated Independent Commission for Infrastructure, tasked with probing billions worth of anomalous projects. Former Supreme Court Justice Andres Reyes leads the commission, joined by former Public Works Secretary Rogelio Singzon and SGV Country Managing Partner Rosana Fajardo. And just days after being formed, the group gets to work inspecting flood control projects in Quezon City. The composition has been praised for expertise and independence, but some lawmakers raised concerns about Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong's role as special advisor and investigator. But Marcos asserts Magalong's expertise as former CIDG chief, noting his key role in the investigation of the Mama Sapano incident in 2015.
Ginagalang po natin yung po nga pagpili kay Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong bilang special advisor ng ICI. Pero mahalaga lang pong i-note ng ICI Commission, ito pong mga public statements ni Mayor Benji Magalong sa mga partikular na mga proyekto, partikular na mga personalidad in the past, no, para ma-determine nila kung dapat ba siyang mag-inhibit sa ilang mga partikular na mga kaso na pinag-uusapan. Kasi babalikan ho natin, marami hong mga sinabi si Mayor Magalong noong una laban sa House Infrastructure Committee.
Yung paglagay kay Mayor Magalong sa Independent Commission is a clear writing on the wall, a clear political statement against Saldico. Di ba? Dahil ang bumabanat kay Saldico before ay si Magalong. Kaya nga, in-question nila yung appointment ni Magalong eh. Bakit ka maglalagay ng tao sa Independent Commission na parang pala, meron ng judgment, no? Kaya yung pag-appoint kay Magalong is a clear political statement na hindi ma-absuelto automatically si Saldico at saka si Speaker.
President Marcos also giving assurance the commission will remain free from political influence, sparing no one, even his allies or relatives.
They will not be spared. All right. Anybody will say, hindi, wala tayong kinikilingan, wala tayong tinutulungan. Wala namang maniniwala sa'yo hanggat gawin mo eh. So, gagawin namin. Ginagawang politika na naman.
Thank you, Mr. President.
That's what we wanted to do. Remove it from politics. Don't politicize this. It's simple numbers dito. Simple lang to. Magkano ang ninakaw na pera ng mga palasubos na ito? It will be completely independent. That's something that cannot be said if, for example, the Senate conducts, maraming nababanggit na senador. If the House conducts the investigation, marami ring nababanggit na congressman. Kaya sinasabi ng mga tao, bakit naman nag-iimbestiga sila but they're investigating themselves, which is always a little bit of a difficult situation. It's hard to be fair. But they are, of course, as I said before, it's their prerogative to conduct such investigations. However, so as to make it very, very clear to people that this is independent. I would like to stress this over and over again. It is an independent commission, and that is why we have taken great Philippines to make sure that that independence is respected, is recognized, and is observed.
Beyond flood control, Representative Zaldico is facing separate corruption allegations. Agriculture Secretary Francisco Tiu Laurel Jr. claimed Co pressured him to issue fish import permits to 3 companies, one allegedly owned by Co, which Laurel rejected.
We were being forced at that time to give him 3,000 containers of fish, which I did not agree. Pinipilit na kami mag-issue ng import permit. Di ako pumayag magbigay ng kahit isang container sa kanya sa 3 nominated companies niya. At ang isang kumpanya doon, pangalan pa, ZC Victory Fishing Corporation.
Co is also implicated in controversy surrounding the 2025 budget. Congressman Puno claims only Co and former Senate President Francis Escudero attended small committee hearings and made changes, while Romualdez was absent and former Senator Grace Poe was blocked. Puno insists Co, who is reportedly in the U.S. for medical treatment, should return to the Philippines forcibly if needed.
The House version did not have the insertions. It went to the Senate. The Senate and the Congress had a bicameral committee. The bicameral committee was composed of many representatives. Then they decided to make it a small committee. The small committee was 4 people. Okay, Senate President Chis Escudero, Speaker Romualdez, Senator Grace Poe, and Congressman Zaldico. That was the small committee. The small committee went into their meetings. This is where the insertions were put in, by the way. The Speaker did not attend those meetings. Senator Grace Poe was not allowed to attend most of those meetings. It ended up Zaldico and Senate President Escudero were the ones that actually penciled in whatever needed. What is the plan on Zaldico? Well, we in Congress we're saying that he should be brought back forcibly if necessary.
Escudero dismisses the allegations, calling them laughable. Meanwhile, Vice President Sara Duterte again criticized Marcos, this time over the ICI. She says Marcos is slow to act, urging immediate action on the flood control mess instead of waiting for ICI findings. But for Malacanang, VP Duterte has no moral ascendancy to comment on corruption. The Vice President refused to answer questions about her confidential funds, citing her impeachment defense during the House hearing on her office's 2026 budget.
Pag ikaw, Presidente ba, tapos alam mo na kung anong nangyayari. Tapos makikita mo na based on the budget kung paano binaboy yung pera ng bayan. Mag-aantay ka pa ba ng komisyon o ng Truth Commission o ng anong komisyon yan? Anong investigative body ba ang kailangan mo? Hindi niya alam kung anong gagawin at masyado siyang mabagal gumalaw.